Hello, guys. Welcome back to a new episode from Premium Podcast. Today we're having Artur Zhdan, our Ukrainian friend from Dartmouth College. We're now as freshmen here, our first year in New Hampshire. Artur, welcome to my podcast.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really glad to be here. So, yeah, my name is Artur. It is mine, as you know. And we will talk about AI.
Okay. So our first topic today is just, talking about shit, bro. That's fucked up.
Why?
I don't know. We did it better last time, but fuck, it's all right. Shit, I forgot we're recording already.
It was a joke.
Yeah, it was a joke. All right, starting now. Okay, so first thing, let's talk about this. AI and startups. So, Artur, we think we've had several conversations about how AI has been creating the largest market for now and has been enormous trends in like startups. So like every 5 minutes there's a new startup in AI, and it feels like now everyone just trying to force it. And that's actually the new blueprint for the AI founders. Just create something that just automates. What do you think about that? And would you say this is a trend or just a hype or even a bubble?
It definitely seems like a bubble, similar to the internet one, when everyone was trying to develop like a website about like anything, like random shit. And then like suddenly the market just exploded.
Yeah.
I think it might be the case for AI, but it is more complicated case because some startups actually do useful stuff and they actually have like technology and innovation.
Mm-hmm.
I think they will survive definitely. But like some startups like that do wrappers, they'll have some problems with raising money.
Yeah, definitely. They need to prove themselves at technology. But I'll ask you this: why do you think some startups succeed while others don't? If it just everyone's just trying to create new things, new stuff. Why do you think? What makes a successful startup in this saturated market?
I would definitely say that. I would definitely say. Oh, nice. Yeah. I would definitely say that the problem matters a lot. There is a very good article from
Hologram?
No, it's Smart Bear.
Oh,
it's like a journal.
Okay.
By a guy who created something big, like a unicorn.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So there is a very good article about problems, how to select the right problem, and how to evaluate if your problem is the right one. There are like a list of criteria you need to follow, which includes, like, for example, number of customers that you can reach.
Yeah.
It can be 100,000, million, billions, it depends.
Market size in general.
Yeah.
Okay.
Almost. Then also there is like another criteria is how much they will be paying you for like a year.
Mm-hmm.
Like $10, $100, $1,000, maybe $1 million. It depends on the market.
Yeah.
Then also how easy it is for them to integrate it.
Mm-hmm.
You just like you like from 0 to 1.
So are you talking about B2B businesses or B2C? Just to explain to the audience, B2B is business to business, B2C is business to customer. So what's your intake about that?
It applies to both. So the formula applies to both. You just will have different, for example, integration problems. Mm-hmm. For customers, it is easier to integrate usually, like to buy subscription for Spotify.
Yeah.
But for businesses, you need to sign contracts and do all the stuff. It takes a lot of time. There's like a bunch of other criteria that you just gather them together, use the formula, and get like a number. It is not like universal one, but it can give you like pretty good idea if it is really shit or it is really good. So but if it is something in the middle, then you need to think more.
So you just say your approach in your like let's say ideology is just head on, see the users, see how much people are trying actually to use the product, how actually beneficial, like just validating the idea through actual experience, through actual real life users, and just testing it out, right?
I would say first I would use the approach I was talking about, the formula, to evaluate if the market is good.
How do you, like, what do you mean with Formula 1?
Formula, that
Formula.
Formula.
Okay.
Formula, yeah. So I would first evaluate the with a formula
Mm-hmm.
to understand if the market is big enough. If it is more or less big enough, then I would start seeing more.
How would you know that? How do you know? So I'll ask this because many people just start they see a problem but they don't know how big it is. And there are two types of people in my opinion. The type of people that go or like if they have not enough people at their current time to test the problem on, they will go either okay, this is not a very big idea, or this is not a very big problem, or they go like with the Steve Jobs approach. They go like people don't know their problems unless they show it to them, and this is actually what we fucked up kind of in our first startup. We didn't really validate it. So my question for you is how do you validate the problem? Do you just head on talk to users, or like how even do you know how big the market is? How can you know if people really need the idea without actually trying it? Because I feel like it has some sense of luck in it, but at the same time it's just like kind of timing, not luck. I'll rephrase that. It's more timing and how do you represent the problem? So what do you think?
I would say that there are like two types of startups. One is deep tech, and other one is just business. And for deep tech, you would definitely need to work on the problem a lot. For example, OpenAI worked for like I think 5 years
Oh wow.
developing their product, and then they launched GPT-3, which is not ChatGPT, just like worse.
Yeah.
And then they got like some validations that it is useful.
How did they how did they get their validation? Just like from users?
Yeah.
Okay.
That businesses started to use it.
Mhm.
And took like 5 years to develop the technology. But it is like it is deep tech type of business.
Mm.
It is very important to distinguish your business as deep tech or just business, I would say. If it is just business, you definitely need to launch as fast as you can.
Yeah. So timing,
weeks.
like speed.
Yeah,
Speed is the most important part, you would say, in your.
yeah, definitely. Like launch some random shit that works. Like it can take like 2 weeks to develop. It looks shit. It does one button, one input window. That's it.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you see that some users use it who visits the website, you can get first users for ads, for example. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Organic ads, it doesn't matter. Well, what you need to check is if users actually use your website.
Mm.
If you see that they use, then it's good. Then you can start to validate the second part, which is if they're willing to pay for it.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. So you're saying there are two parts, and just to build up on what you're saying is that when you're building a startup, if you're not building any new technology and you're just trying to make money fast, we'll not call it fast money, but like not very innovative or high technology. When you're just trying to make a business or a small startup, the most important factor is the speed. It's just develop it as fast as you can and just apply it.
Yeah.
And I think it's actually true. It relates to many things we have in our lives, like TikTok and all this stuff. If you just hit one viral video, your website can blow up, and you get many users, and then you'll actually get to know if the users are actually going to pay for your shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like you need to test two hypotheses. Like the first one, if users will use it even for free, like doesn't matter if they will use it at all.
Mm-hmm.
And the second hypothesis is if they're willing to pay for it more. First, for example, sometimes user can use your product,
Yeah.
but not willing to pay at all.
Okay. Can use. Okay. Then what do you do in that sense?
Then it's bad.
Okay.
You can
I
drop the idea or you can adapt it. Maybe you can change the market. For example, if you're targeting, I don't know, like high school students, they don't have money. They will not pay you. It depends. It depends. But for example, then you can change your target audience to, I don't know, maybe researchers.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, that makes sense. So that's one of the business ideas that we have. Like that's one of the business sectors. It's just like B2B selling fast. But when it comes to like high technology, when we're talking about the more advanced shit, I think it's the complete opposite of speed. You just fuck the product, fuck the people, fuck the investors, just deep work on technology. Am I right? Because I have a friend who starts developing, new technology and all this stuff, and they don't even have a UI. They have nothing. They're just running it in the terminal. and investors are like throwing their money on them, just trying to get a deal because they're basically trying to do the real-time video generation, which is gonna explode and lead us to absolutely insane stuff. So these are the two types, and how, like, what's your experience in both? What do you think about the first one, the second one? How hard is it to actually make it? If someone who like actually just wants to start, like someone's watching you and he's like, okay, I want to start this small business, like not the high tech thing, just anything. Can you just list the 5 most important factors you would say in just building the startup? I think we covered the first one, which is speed.
Yeah, definitely speed.
You think this is the most important thing in the startup? And can you explain why, if it is?
Yeah, I would say it is the most important thing because speed can help you with kind of luck, as you said. Because if you're fast, luck doesn't like really matter for you. Also, it can help you with competition because there will definitely be some competition, especially if you don't do like deep tech startup. You do like just business startup, but like not deep tech. There'll definitely be competition. You just need to be faster. That's it. If you're faster, you win. It's very simple. The second one would be, I would say, idea.
Idea.
Yeah. After timing.
After timing.
Yeah.
Would you say that idea is also related to timing? Like there are just,
Yeah, idea can be good, but if timing is bad, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that I understand. I'm asking is, do you think that the idea also relates to the timing? Like there are timing for you, which is the speed, and there's the timing for idea.
Yeah,
for example, when something happens in the world and something changes, you hop on and you create this thing. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, definitely. Like it matters a lot because, for example, check Zoom.
Yeah.
Zoom. It like increased like a lot when
it fucking blew up, man.
What?
It blew up like after COVID. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it blew up because of the COVID.
Let's check.
If there was like no COVID, or if it was developed after COVID, after COVID it would like not matter at all. So timing matters a lot. When ChatGPT launched, there were like a lot of blue markets, and if you started your startup like right after ChatGPT launch, then most likely it will be better timing for you. But now, most of the markets are red, very saturated.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're right. It's insane. And they made huge amount of money. They're like maybe 50x. It's insane growth.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And we can see that in everything. I think just everyone's trying to hop on the trend. And there are lots of trending things right now, unless it's a disaster happening in Earth, global disaster that everyone is involved in, like the COVID. There are many trends happening right now, and how would you identify a trend, or how would you react to a trend? What's your opinion on that?
Identifying a trend is definitely like the most interesting part because it is the hardest and also the most important part.
Yeah.
It really depends. One of the ways is to just speak with random people, like that do not have same specialties as you, to check if they have some problems. Maybe there is some trends emerging in their fields.
Yeah.
And also just brainstorm maybe. I would say also, like I want to give some example. There is definitely a trend in looks maxing.
Yeah.
And all the shit. And there's definitely a trend.
So
in startups, that's like a idea to our audience. I think it is bull market, like the looks maxing. But
everything. Yeah. You know what I relate this a lot to? Speaking about businesses and like hitting it right and fast, dropshipping and organic products. So we see all of these young 13 years old millionaire, like they're all fucking rich and all this stuff, and I will teach you how to do this and that and all this stuff. But I guess through what I've saw on the internet so far, it's just about finding a trend or like a trendy market, let's say it, and just throwing in so specific product that is made for specific people, because generalizing won't happen, like won't give you shit. So if you see like if you try ever to do dropshipping, you'll see that people, like if you join communities and stuff like that, you will see people just hopping on, spamming the same product when it's trending in the trending market. And I guess that's also what happens in the market itself, and this is what happens in AI. But I just also want to ask you something that I just brought up, which is specifying and being so specific about the target audience. I guess this is one of the, I wouldn't say hardest, but like it's a pain in the ass identifying target audience. Because you just, when you have a product or you have an idea, you would spend so much time just trying to find the product market fit. And you know, it's a pain in the ass. So when you have a product and you just you don't know who's gonna use it, you know, everyone can use it at the same time, but you need to define it for the investors or for people like that. And I just see that there's much more success in startups that identify a very specific target audience, while there could be a bigger target audience. So what do you think about that, and why that is?
Identifying a specific audience is definitely very helpful, because it can save you a lot of money, even on Google Ads. When you know your specific audience, it becomes much more easy. Also, you can adapt your, let's say, website to your audience. If it is, for example, some, again, student, you can make it like Gen Z language.
Yeah.
It will have higher conversion. It will be better for them. And you can like also target all your money into that specific market using ads for that specific market. It will help you a lot. Yeah, that's a general idea of specialization, because you can, like, there is a formula in math called.
There's a what?
Formula in math.
Formula in math.
I forgot the name. The idea is that when you have different resources and different targets, and let's say like there are 3 targets. The A, B, C. A is the biggest one.
Yeah.
B is the medium. C is the smallest one. Then you have like resources, 3 resources. Like let's call it 1, 2, 3. 1 is the biggest, 2 is medium, 3 is the smallest.
Yeah.
How do you get the highest output when combining the target with the resource? Like 3 ways. You can do it randomly. You can apply more resources to minimal target.
The smallest one?
Yeah, for example, 1 to C, then 2 B, and then 3 to C.
Yeah.
Or to A. And then you can apply the most resources to the highest target.
Which
1
is
to A.
the biggest.
Yeah. 1 to A, 2 to B, 3 to C.
Nice. So it's like A, B, C, or A, B, C?
1 is the highest resource, and A is the highest target.
Cool.
So you apply like the highest resource to the highest target. It's like A, B, C. Or you can do B, C, A.
Okay.
C, B, A. And so it is a theorem, I forgot the name, but the idea is that you will get the maximum output if you apply the maximum resource to the maximum target. So if you get 1 to A, 2 to B, 3 to C,
nice,
you'll get the highest output.
The highest.
Same applies. It applies to every part of life, actually, and to business as well.
Yeah, definitely.
You just have to identify priorities that matters the most. You can fuck weaknesses, forget about them. Look at your strengths.
Yeah.
And apply the maximum resource on your strengths.
That's interesting. So, strength. Would you connect strength with passion or skills? How would you say that? Because many people also have ideas, but they're kind of afraid. I am actually one of these people. I had lots of ideas that I wanted to work on, like to work on, and you know, just try them, but just afraid because this was simply not my passion. So what do you think about that? Like when you say strength is maximizing, just maximize your strength is into the maximum resources and the maximum potential output. How can people identify that? How would they know their maximum?
Yeah. For example, if you're good at math, and like bad at, I don't know, socializing, you can put a lot of resources on developing a really good product. Like not like good design, definitely not design. I mean, good technology itself.
Yes. So would you say you in a businesses you shouldn't be like good in everything?
I would say you should be very good at something
No.
and
Good.
know something else.
So very good at something, and let's say the ability to learn other things, but like also
Yeah, to understand them.
yeah,
And
okay.
you learn them in the process.
Mm.
It is, and then you'll just hire people to do the stuff you're weak at.
So delegating.
Yeah, delegating, and leave the stuff you're very good at
Yeah.
to yourself.
Mm.
It will help you at the beginning really a lot, and then when you grow, it will boost your growth like exponentially because you already developed something very
Yeah.
good.
Interesting. Cool. And what are the first steps into building a startup? Like, if I tell you now you have about 2 weeks, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks to create something, what would you do? Just walk me through the steps if you can.
Yeah, okay. So first of all, I would check how easy it is to develop the technology.
How would you do that?
It depends on the
Technology.
idea.
Yeah, okay.
Like if it is, for example, AI, I would definitely check if I can just prompt engineer ChatGPT. It's like the simplest way.
And a question: if you can't prompt engineer it, if there is an option to do the prompt engineering, would you use it, or would you categorize it as it's not that good? Like, would you say there's a relation between how easy the implementation is and how good the idea is? Because sometimes when the idea is too easy, you just be like, no, this is not gonna work. What do you think of that?
Yeah, definitely. Like if it is too easy to implement, then the market will be saturated really soon. It's a problem.
Okay.
But if it is hard to develop, like sometimes it is hard to develop a good product, but easy to develop a bad one.
Say that again.
Sometimes it is hard to develop a good product, but easy to develop the bad one.
Okay.
So in like one idea,
Yeah.
you can have one idea. You can easily develop a bad product for the idea, for the problem. But it would be enough to validate the idea.
Yeah.
And then if you validate the idea, you can put all your resources into developing a good product. That I think is a pretty good strategy in general.
Nice.
So I would definitely start with prompt engineering to test if, like, how easy it is. If I can prompt engineer it, like, more or less, then it's good because I can test the idea. Then I just add some wrapper, like website, and test the idea. If it works, like if by works, I mean someone uses it, maybe give some feedback, then I would definitely start to work on making it a good technology to make the product good.
So firstly, test how easy it is to implement, how feasible the idea is. Just, as an idea, can I create this? That's the first thing. What would you say the second thing is? Just creating the product itself?
Yeah, creating a very shit product, but that can like show the main idea.
So a concept, a proof of concept.
Yeah, for example, if you want to create a boxing coach AI that records you when you box.
Yeah.
How? So, and tells you what to do. Or put elbow higher and so on.
Nice.
So
that would actually be good.
So how do you? Well, let's go through the process.
Okay.
Like the first thing I would do is go to ChatGPT, maybe Cloud, try to prompt engineer it, give it some photos, maybe video. Check what is the main problem. Is it slow? Is it fast? Test blah 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 blah. Then once it is tested, if I get something after let's say a week, I get some technology. It works shit. Maybe it takes an hour to process and so on, but still it can analyze. Then I would create a wrapper, very simple website. It doesn't look necessarily shit, but it's not hard to do a good looking website. More or less good looking.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't do no landing page, no nothing. Just a window.
Sign up.
Yeah, even no sign up. Just grab your video here, put the button. It will tell you.
How would that help you? What would that tell you?
For example, it would tell you raise your elbow.
Okay.
Stuff like that. And it is very simple. It's very stupid. It's almost like ChatGPT. But then I would test it on Reddit, for example. Reddit is a very good place for this. Just check Reddit boxing, And,
Now we-
guys, I have some shit like this. Can we just check it out? I'm just thinking of starting the idea. What do you think? Some people will shit it. It's okay.
Yeah.
What you want to get is if there is something.
Yeah.
If there is something, it's good.
And you would know if there's something. You would know.
Yeah, you will
You
feel
would
it.
see it. You will feel it. Nice. I love that.
Yeah.
So I think this is this is actually the hardest part in starting anything. Is just getting people, like the first few customers, just the momentum. And
Yeah.
tell me if I'm wrong. I feel like the more there are, the higher it's exponential. It's not linear. It's not like the more time you put in, the more thing you get out. No, sometimes the pace that you progress at just keeps increasing and increasing.
Yeah, you know why? Because it is building on itself. When you work on a startup, you work on increasing it. You don't work on the previous stuff. So, for example, if you get some source of
Say
customers,
that again.
you work on increasing it, not on keeping it.
Yeah.
So, usually when you do startup, it can survive on its own. Like you can put 1 hour a week and it will survive. But you work on increasing it, and because of that, it will grow exponentially.
Nice.
And yeah,
that's interesting. So this is the second, okay, after we have done that, after our boxing coach AI we've built it, we've got people from Reddit, people are loving to use it. I guess many use strategies like, people start asking for it and you're like, oh yeah, I found this on the website. Can you just, check it out, and you just spread the word.
Yeah.
What's next? Where's the big hit? After the first 100,000 users, when do you actually start being a functional startup? When shit gets real?
I would say to make it more easy, just make sign up form. So that people sign up actually on the website. If they sign up, it's good.
Yeah.
Like the next step, make paywall. It can be shit, no free trial at all, just prepay.
Yeah.
But if you get something, then it's good.
Can I ask you something? I feel in this process, many people fall, including me, under the FOBO. FOBO is like FOMO. FOMO is fear of missing out. FOBO is fear of best option, which is someone who is... Do you know Bird's ass? Bird's ass is a theory that you put a donkey in front of... in between two piles of hay, and the donkey dies of starvation because it doesn't know where to go. And they're the same distance. It has to pick one.
Yeah.
So FOBO is very similar, which is like fear of best option, where you fear that you're missing out, that there's a better thing there, out there.
Yeah.
There's something better. So what's the cure on that? I understand from what you're saying is that pull your shit and do something. You're just always highlighting how shitty it can be, just anything. But deep down, we're sometimes missing out on, if I don't do the sign up page, maybe I'll lose this, maybe I'll lose that. I can get more followers and stuff like that. How do you resolve this in your mind? What do you, say? In the FOBO, maybe in the process. Like if I now want to build something and I have a product. Let's say now we're in the stage of trying to get more users, trying to leverage it.
Yeah.
How do you implement? How do you decide? How do you take action?
The most important part is speed.
Speed.
Yeah.
You still speed.
Yeah. If you can go fast, you don't care about the choices. You just do everything. It's good. Speed is very good.
Yeah. Okay. So that's nice.
Yeah. But sometimes if you have to take a choice, then
just take it.
Yeah, just take it. The thing is, in startups you need to be cold-minded.
Cold-minded.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Don't care about your emotions. There'll be some problems. You will stress out. It's inevitable. You will stress out.
Definitely.
But you need to imagine that you're a machine. You're a fucking robot.
Working 24/7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. You imagine that you're a machine. You don't care. You fuck this. Go on, work.
Yeah. Okay.
That's right.
Wow. So you're just a working machine, right?
Yeah.
If you're working on a startup, don't have your emotions. Fuck this, fuck that. Just
At
work.
least the first year. Yeah. Then you can start to worry. But then you learn how to not to worry, and you will not worry.
Yeah.
anyway.
Definitely. So just experience.
Yeah.
just doing the thing.
Yeah.
Nice. So my last question for you is, so after the Reddit thing,
Yeah.
what's next?
You should try to develop marketing channels as fast as you can as well.
Marketing channels.
Yeah. Ideally, you should start off validating different channels. At the same time, you validate the idea itself. So, for example, you should. There's a good book called Traction, I think. Traction for Startups or something. It is like 19 different marketing channels you can use to promote your startup.
Yeah.
You should just try everything.
Oh.
Like, not with MVP approach. Don't pull all your resources into something. Just spread the resources, try different, see if...
And the thing that gets the most, invest more in it.
Yeah.
It's like the formula you just mentioned, is that
exactly.
C, which is the highest output, and maximize your resources in it.
Exactly.
Nice.
And just important part is measure. You should start to measure as fast as you can. Measurement is very important. You need to measure what works, what not, and you need to do it like quantifiably with data.
Yeah, interesting. I love that. And say you hit the jackpot. Now you have a startup, you have everything you want, you're successful, you have a yacht, you have, getting all of these shit, you see on the internet. You're like basically now living it. How do you keep it? How do you keep it to yourself? Because there will be many people after you, after the startup. How do you just deal with competition? How do you dominate and keep winning the market? If you have already reached the top, how do you stay the top, which is basically identified as the hardest part?
You need to have, I would say, killer mentality. Just kill your competition. Imagine literally,
You're for real, yeah.
Yeah, for real. Like there is competition. Like someone is bigger than you. Like I'll kill them. I'll fucking kill them. and go kill.
Yeah,
it's very good. And like Rockefeller, Rockefeller.
Yeah, of course we know Rockefeller.
Yeah, the first billionaire. So he had something like this. His mentality was create monopoly in whatever way. Think the same way.
Just create a monopoly. Okay, so that's his tip for you guys is create a monopoly. Think for this way, Rockefeller.
Yeah.
Nice. Think in this way. How do you create a monopoly? Just do the 5 things we just talked about.
I would say it's also about mentality.
Yeah.
Like I would definitely recommend watching some documentary about Rockefeller to learn about his mentality.
Yeah.
Like to get something from his mentality for yourself.
What is one lesson you learned about Rockefeller that now has you always with you? Like, what's one thing you really like about that guy besides the mental? Like, I understand the killer mentality, but it's like, what about it?
I really like the idea of destroying your competition with pricing. Just
nice.
Find a way to make your technology really cheap, even if it's not, even if it's kind of worse. Then make your product free. Competition will die. Like why someone would use your competition?
And then what?
When competition dies,
you
make people pay.
You dominate it. Nice.
That's what Rockefeller did actually. He made shipment of his naphtha like much cheaper than competition because he created like some secret agreement. And because of that, he could like drop the price for naphtha real low, and that worked. Competition just died, and he bought the competition when they died.
Wow.
Yeah,
that is a monopoly.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah,
that's cool. I think most of the dominating companies, they have this. They dominate. They set a trap for the users or for the consumers. They dominate the market and they pull fucking insane prices. Like just look at Apple. Apple made a trap for these guys. They sold as the creative, cheap, naive, teen kind of thing, and they just dominated the whole world.
Yeah,
fucking trillions of dollars.
Yeah,
I like the killer mentality. All right. Do you have any conclusions you want to have or add for this podcast?
I would say definitely read some books about startups, like to my audience, our audience.
What would you say to your 18 years old?
18 years old.
18 years old, fresh out of high school.
That's actually a hard one. I would say do the things that are uncomfortable.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, like in business, when something is uncomfortable for you, it's most likely something that you need to work on. It is like the weak part that you should not like put all your resources in, but you should be really careful. Maybe it's not a weak part. Maybe it's like mandatory part that you cannot avoid. For me, it was like marketing. For example, I was afraid of marketing. I was not putting resources in it. But it was a mandatory part. It's like you cannot avoid it. Then I realized it. And I was like, fuck. Like I heard this from, I think Paul Graham said this, like you need to work on something that is uncomfortable for you in business. And I like, oh fuck, okay, let's go. It was very hard at the beginning, but then slowly developed, and because of that, it started to grow.
Yeah. So just embrace the uncomfortable. Do what makes you uncomfortable. This is how you grow.
Yeah.
This is how you progress, ladies and gentlemen. Nice. Artur Zhdan. Okay, I guess thank you guys for watching. We'll see you the next episode, talking about more deep stuff in the startups and how they function, and covering all of the things and the questions you have, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon. Hit the red button. Thank you, Artur. It was nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you. Bye.